City Pulse is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting, Chi, an international focus magazine.
Hi, I'm Mariana Bianguren, and you're watching City Pulse, a show for the City of Houston by the City of Houston, featuring stories about council leaders and their districts, city departments, and sponsored attractions around town. On today's episode, we have a special interview with Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo as we talk about gang activity in the area and touch on the recent tragedies in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio. But first, some district news. Residents of District K are stepping up to make the community beautiful again. It's all part of the major cleanup initiative led by Councilmember Castix Tatum to green it up by picking stuff up.
And we are going to clean up District K. I want this district to be the cleanest and safest community in the city of Houston.
It's very important because we would like for our community to be clean. For a long time, our community has been neglected. And then, like Martha said, it's a state of mind. We have to start educating the people in our community that they live here and that they need to pick up and that they need to stop throwing trash. And then they also should be an advocate as far as if they're seeing other people come into their communities, that they need to report them, that it's not all right to make our communities a dumpster area.
The Housing and Community Department recently sponsored a connection fair aimed at helping minority-owned business contractors. Crystal Boyce explains.
We were having what I would consider a connection fair. We have upcoming RFQ, an RFQ that's coming out. That is a request for qualification for single-family activities, and so we have a lot of opportunities that's coming up that will generate opportunities for contractors as well as employment opportunities for those within the community. We have opportunities to assist those who were impacted and need repairs for their single-family homes, and so we just have a lot going on within the housing department and a lot of opportunities we want to make sure that we promote out in the community. And so the certification component is extremely important. A lot of these federal dollars for the projects that are awarded through the City of Houston Housing and Community Development Department trigger goal requirements. And so, for an example, Section 3 goal requirements as well as minority women-owned business opportunity goal requirements. And so many of these contracts trigger those goal-oriented project requirements, which means that we are eager to get qualified contractors certified within our directories in the housing department, which has the Section 3 certification managed in-house, and with the City of Houston Minority Women-Owned Small Business Enterprise Program that is administered through the Office of Business Opportunity.
Next on City Pulse, HTV has the privilege of having Police Chief Art Acevedo in studio to discuss the mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio. And we will discuss an overview of preventable measures. Stay with us. We'll return right after this break.
Jessie, can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Okay.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back to City Pulse. We are honored to have Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo in studio. Thank you for taking the time to appear on this program.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Chief, we have a couple of questions. First of all, the shooting in El Paso and Dayton, both senseless crimes. What was your reaction when you heard about the news?
Well, first, when I heard about El Paso, which was the first shooting, I really thought about Sam Pena and his wife and their two boys and grandkids, and my friend Greg Allen's the police chief there, and a lot of my colleagues from El Paso PD. And secondly was the anger that once again we have a mass shooting in our country, and we continue to demonstrate political paralysis by elected officials that refuse to take measures to help curtail these type of events.
Okay. Having read the stories and seen the reports of how authorities responded, what are the best ways a person should react in an active shooter event?
Well, first of all, if you can, don't be curious. If something sounds like gunfire, don't go towards the sound. Get away from the sound. So you run, and you can't, and you're stuck somewhere. Hide, And then wherever you hide, you got to be prepared to fight. You know, if you barricade yourself behind a door, you need to arm yourself with something, and the second that person pops in, you know, they're not going to be tactical. They're going to come in through that door, get ready to attack them. Surprise will be I think, your greatest ally, and fight. If you're going to die fighting. But if you can avoid the fight by getting out of the area, that's the best thing to do.
And they're teaching children in schools as young as kindergarten.
Oh yeah,
it
is sad. Look, I mean, I just turned 55 in July, and I remember the Cold War drills. Well, we couldn't control the Cold War. That was something that involved the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact. We can control and address gun violence, and shame on elected officials that don't have the courage of a guy like Sylvester Turner that is trying to address it as a mayor and other mayors, and now, thank God, the governor of Ohio is going to start addressing Arizona. The people are starting to speak out, and these people have showed no political will, I think, will start taking measures that can enhance the safety of the American people.
Is the Houston Police Department prepared for something like that here?
We are prepared, and I think it's important because, you know, sometimes the extreme views control the day, left and right. You know, when you see this event in Dayton, Ohio, in 30 seconds, 9 Americans were killed, others injured, and the only reason that hundreds more weren't shot and killed with those 100-round barrels is because a police officer had a long rifle and was able to engage that suspect from a distance, drop him right there. So for those that say the militarization of the police, well, look at what these other crazy people, white nationalist terrorists, look at what they're using to slaughter Americans, and we have to be well armed, well trained, well prepared, and I'm happy to say we've got the talent, the courage, and the equipment and the training here to address this issue.
Would this be considered in any way a terroristic attack?
Absolutely. You know, I'm actually on the Homeland Security Advisory Council. Also meet regularly with the FBI director and DHS secretary, and it is a terrorist attack in El Paso. It was motivated by hate, by white supremacy, and according to the FBI statistics, the greatest internal threat in terms of domestic terrorism is terrorism from white supremacy. And so we have to be vigilant, and all of us need to come together to combat hate. If you see something, say something. We had a grandma just recently turned in her own grandson. Regardless of whatever he's facing, it would have been much worse for him had he carried out his attack. So it really takes a community, and I'm grateful that we work so hard to reach out to our community, including our immigrant community, our undocumented community, to open up build that trust and open the lines of communication. I think it makes us safer.
So kind of changing gears a little bit, talk to me about the different gangs here in Houston and how HPD is trying to combat that problem.
Well, we have 20,000 gang members in the city, 20,000 documented gang members, and we're very fortunate. We work very closely with our federal, state, and county and local partners to do we do a lot of intelligence work, a lot of targeted enforcement, and quite frankly, because sometimes we get better results in terms of accountability in the federal system, more and more we're charging these people federally that are very violent, and they're going to prison for a long time, and I think that makes Houston safer.
Thank you so much, Chief, for being here with us for City Pulse. I'm sure that we'll see you again in future newscasts.
Well, thank you, and thanks for what you all do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Coming up next, it's time to go back to school. See how Mayor Sylvester Turner is getting kids prepared for their upcoming school year. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Houston's a city on the move. It's a city that makes you groove.
That's the heartbeat.
That's the rhythm
of my town.
Of my town.
My town.
My town.
H-Town.
Visit Houston for yourself and find out where the inspiration leads you.
Welcome back to City Pulse. Summer is almost over, and you know what that means. It's time to get back to school. Since he's been in office, Mayor Sylvester Turner has helped thousands of underprivileged students get backpacks, school supplies, and health checks as part of his yearly Back to School Fest. With the support of Shell Oil, Houston First, the Department of Neighborhoods, and more than 30 sponsors, this year's fest looked to eclipse last year's number of attendees.
Welcome back to our 9th annual Back to School Fest. Our primary mission each year is to ensure that 25,000 elementary school kids and their families are prepared for the upcoming school year. Good morning, good morning. Is this for you?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're more than welcome, okay?
All right.
And you got the best seat in the house. Today, students will receive a free backpack, school supplies, immunization, vision screenings, dental exams, haircut vouchers, undergarments, and other items they need to start the school off on a positive note.
I think it's a nice event. I think this is really something awesome for the kids to come and they get to enjoy. They get their, supplies. They got screenings. It's really awesome.
I am having such an awesome time seeing all the kids come out, get ready for the next school year. It's great.
I think it's great. I love it. I bring my grandkids here every year that they have it here, and I'm also an educator with HISD, so I think this is great for the kids.
It's awesome.
Have a good year in school.
Thank you.
All right, here you go.
Lucha Morales with the City of Houston's Human Resources Department is back with another installment of Houston Happenings. Today, she shows us how to enjoy self-guided tours in the Bayou City.
If you're looking to experience art in Houston, all you have to do is step outside. Hey, I'm Lucha Morales, and this is Houston Happenings.
Houston's Art in the Parks is a multi-platform guide to outdoor art in the Houston Parks and Recreation Department system. The self-guided tours are a great way to experience the city's abundance of outdoor art and its green spaces. All it takes is a smartphone and a map.
All you need to do is pull up Arts in the Parks City of Houston on your smartphone.
Then select which of 3 guided tours you want to explore. I've chosen the Herman Parks guided tour and will be using the map to find my way around.
We're here at the first stop on the tour, the bronze sculpture, Cancer There Is Hope.
By sculptor Victor Salmonez. It was casted after his death in 1989. The sculpture was given to the city by the Richard and Annette Block Foundation. The second stop on the tour is a short walk from the first.
So one of the cool things about this tour is you can experience art that's in close distance to each other, so I get to see art all around the park.
Other guided tours like the Buffalo Bayou, Sam Houston, Tranquility Tour will take you to view art along those areas, while the Greater Houston Area Tour gives you options of viewing art in the northwest, northeast, or southeast areas of Houston.
And did I mention that all this is free?
Thanks to a generous donation from the City of Houston to the Houston Arts Alliance, Arts in the Parks was made possible. You can also experience art in the parks in the comfort of your own home. Just scroll down to the Arts in the Parks webpage to view a list of various artworks. Click on a link to view a picture and summary of the artwork.
Before we say goodbye, we wanted to show you how the Houston Public Library celebrated Harry Potter's birthday.
This is a Harry Potter birthday party. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, then you know that this is his birthday. So we're celebrating. We have a cake that says Happy Birthday Harry. You can't see it anymore, but we spelled it out just like Hagrid. And we've got different events. The kids get sorted into houses, and when they do, they get a sticker. I don't have my sticker, but I have my vest. And then they get to design a sock for Dobby, and we've got a photo booth. So we've got a little bit of something from all the houses, and we also have a door hanger that they can decorate for the house that they get sorted into.
My favorite book will probably be the first book. It actually gets him involved in magic, and I like that. There's a magical stone, and when they ate it, they will never die.
We do a lot with Harry Potter. A lot of Yule balls, a lot of Harry Potter bashes, a lot of monumental moments from Harry Potter too. So it gets kids wanting to read. When it's something different than the typical things that they read, they'll read a little bit more about it.
She's a Gryffindor, but she is a Slytherin fan. I don't know why. I don't really know. I just like the snakes.
Well, I think that Harry Potter inspires a lot of people, and it definitely works for us because it gets kids reading, and they come in and they're more excited about books in general. So I think Harry Potter's been a good invention.
That does it for this episode of City Pulse. I'm Mariana Villanguren. Stay tuned for the Artery Media Project presented by the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs. Until next time, have a great day, and thanks for watching HPD. Your story, your voice, your station.